Evening, it's the 28th of March 2021. Just want to talk about the protest bill. Kill the bill. People are protesting about it, people are not happy, including myself. And just over last week, there's been loads of protests around country, Bristol, Brighton, Manchester, Sheffield, York. They've been all over. And the good thing is, they're gathering momentum. There's protests planned, so people are at last beginning to wake up to what this Tory government are doing and how they're trying to remove people's human rights of protest, and they're not having it. Well, aided and abetted by the police, who allegedly work for public, serve the public, but unfortunately, in most cases, they serve the establishment. They do as they're told. They're like sheep, they've no brains, they can't think for themselves. When you say not all coppers are bad, you're right, they're not all bad, they're not all good. But none of them can think for themselves, because they can be stood there chatting to you, they get word in ear, lift them, punch them, get them, clear them, disperse them, put you out the panic straight into you. They don't even think, they can't think, oh, that's a young lass on her and I'm not going to hit her. They'll punch you straight between eyes and move on to the next one. They can't think for themselves. Very sad. Then, if you could think for yourself, you won't be a copper. So there you go. But I'm loving the way that these protests are like a Stand in the Park protest today. They've been protesting against HS2, a hardy bunch of men and women. They've been ever since the outset. And unfortunately for HS2 protesters, there's nowhere near enough of them. But as they're ploughing through people's land and kicking them out of the houses, surely there'll be more people protesting. Well, I want to see them come up north, because hopefully be a lot more people protesting what these down south. But yeah, protest. Have people had enough? We've had 11 years of Tory government, and well, I think back to 80s, Tory government again, and they were kicking us while we were down and putting people out of work, and there were no care for drug users and alcoholics, and to be fair, there weren't many homeless, and there certainly weren't no fucking food banks. But people protested, and then protests turned into riots, and eventually the Tory government come out. Now I'm not here saying riot, I'm not saying that, but I am saying get out and protest if you're against anything. Stick up for your sins. I mean, you look at it now, unemployment must be at an all-time high. There's probably 1,000 food banks in the country, I can that, but there's more homeless than there's ever been. Ex-servicemen, there's kids can't get a job, never had a job. There's no prospects at all of getting an house, buying a house. They've no chance. And then people should be out there protesting, because they've got least to lose, because they've nothing, no to lose. Get out there and get a bit of, there's plenty of money in this country. Unfortunately, it's divided very, very unequally. And then what I've got it, gloating in the big houses and on the country estates and in the palaces and the castles and wherever else. And they're gloating, and they get you slagging immigrants off. I just want to tell you this now. If you go to, I've said, I'm sure I've said it before, but if you go to a millionaire's house and knock on the door and say, can I have a cup of tea, please? That's if you can get up right through the electric gates and past all cameras. I'll tell you what they'll say. Fuck off. Go to an immigrant's house, knock on the door and ask for a cup of tea, and the chances are you're going to get one. So who do you think the enemy is? Is it the millionaires and the billionaires, or is it the immigrants? You don't need to be clever to work that one out. Well, like I said, protests on the rise. Protests planned all over. People are marching. The worm is finally turning. People are waking up to this government and the abuse what they're piling onto working class. How they gain, I'll never ever know. Well, I don't know that some working class have got Stockholm syndrome. They vote for the very people who keep them down. How mad is that? The vote are told by the Tory-owned media and the press and the television, the BBC, corrupt us all. when you see all politicians, Priti Patel, there 70 grand for her eyebrows. Turned out it weren't for her eyebrows, it was some PPE to affirm what didn't even exist. She's not answerable to anybody. 4 grand on Snap in a rest zone. Nobody bothers. But sooner or later, like I say, people will bother. And one thing that bothers me is this bill. Kill the bill. We all need to take to the streets to kill that. That's just the start. And then we can deal with the rest of what the wrong fuckers are doing to us. Anyway, have a great day. What's left of it.